Okay, this is an overview of the next project here. It's a little bit different than a coal stoker boiler. This is a 1991 Porsche 944 S2. It currently has a 3-liter 16-valve 4-cylinder in it. That's what it came with from the factory. 210 horsepower. These came with 944 turbo brakes and a 944 turbo transaxle, so they're pretty well built units. Nice solid car. We're going to be removing the 4-cylinder and putting a 6-liter Chevy LS V8 out of a 2013 Chevy Caprice. They makes about 365 horsepower, 390 pound-feet of torque. So this little car should move pretty good with that in there. Here's a little look at it. There's 944 turbo brakes in the front. 944 turbo brakes in the back. These also came with the rear spoiler and front nose of the 944. One thing that's different about the 1991 was the last year for 944s. The rear spoiler is basically the same spoiler that came on the 968. So interesting little difference there. It's up in the air right now because we started taking it apart. There's a shot of the interior. It's gray interior. It's in really pretty nice shape. I'm just going to drive it like this. I mean, it's plenty nice enough for me. Over there, we started taking the engine computer out, so that's why it's up in there in the kick panel. So we took that all out and got the DME is what they call it out, and next trick will be to fish the wiring harness out because it's coming out with the wiring harness and everything. Have a look at the engine real quick as it sits right now. These were always really nice solid cars with a good chassis and really good suspension, and they don't rust very much, which is really good. It's one of the things I liked about them. They zinc galvanize the whole chassis. Basically this whole thing gets dipped in zinc galvanizing at the factory, and they hold up really well. This car is 28 years old now and it doesn't have any rust on it. There's the 3-liter 16-valve motor. We're going to be converting this to a manual steering rack, so the power steering stuff will go. The brake booster is in the way, so it will be converted to manual brakes. You can convert them to electric or hydro boost brakes, but we're not going to do that. These cars aren't very heavy. It's got big brakes on it already. Manual brakes will work fine. So basically this will be like kind of an old school kind of build, which will basically mean it has manual steering, manual brakes, and it's a stick shift. There won't be a whole lot of driver aids. This car does have ABS, so I guess we have to keep that. But these are before traction control, before any kind of crazy, vehicle dynamics that does all kinds of computer-controlled stuff. The only thing a computer will do is control the engine in this thing. So, there's a couple of suspension and brake issues to deal with. Well, not really brake issues, but it needs shocks, probably springs, and It has a 26.8 millimeter roll bar in the front, which is plenty good. I don't really want anything bigger than that, so we're just going to mount it with an extra brace and some solid bushings. And the back has a really small bar. It's 16 millimeters, so that'll make the car push a lot in a corner. So when you turn the steering wheel, if you're cornering hard, it won't turn. You'll turn the wheel and it'll just scrub the front tires. So what we want to do is stiffen up the back a little bit so it balances that out. That way it'll hopefully go to kind of a four-wheel drift when you corner really hard. But that's about all we're going to do to it, and then we're going to drive it. I meant to do this about 15 years ago, and then I decided to move and stuff, so this is my chance to do it again. Probably be taking the engine out this weekend, or at least trying to get most of it taken out. I don't want to break anything, so it'll be carefully taken out over the next 2 weekends. That's it for today.